This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com, and on the line I have a man that has my second longest shoot interview I ever did. He's a former WWE, ECW, and WCW wrestler, Tracy Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boy, also known as Freddie Joe Floyd. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. Sorry to hear about
Yeah,
all your issues.
it's a battle. It's a battle. Yeah. Uh,
At least it's a winnable battle, hopefully.
yeah. It's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There's a lot of, I don't know where they got it. Stage 3 is stage 4. Oh, okay. A little under the weather, and of course, with my condition too. Everybody around here is sick. I don't know. It's flu's going around bad. Uh, a lot of people are really bad sick. Schools are closing down. Businesses, even like the jail, are having to bring a special crew in. It's just really crazy. It's just a crud, and flu too. But it's rough, and my girlfriend's had it a little bit, and I've got a little bit of it today on top of my condition. So it's rough.
Yeah, for those that don't know, there's a big tribute show to you
February 7th. It's this Friday in 2 nights.
this Friday, and it's a
nights.
fundraiser, right?
Yeah. I believe the doors open at 6:30. Bell time's 7:30. You can see Tommy Henry on Facebook. He's putting it on, and I appreciate it. A lot of people reached out to help me, and I sure need it. But it's going to be a big event. He's got I believe Tom Pritchard will be there. Ricky Morton, I believe Ricky Morton's son Kerry is going to debut and wrestle that night. Tommy's daughter, Kenzie Paige Henry, and Ricky, I think they're doing like something intergender tag, and I'm managing them. Shane Williams will be there. Shane Andrews, John, I can't think his last name. So it's just a lot of guys reaching out and help, and looking forward to it. I really am, and I just want to get well. I hate being sick like this, and then on top of my condition. But I'll be there. But, it's a big deal. Boy, there's several more. There's a lot of other details. I just can't think of it right now. But Tommy's put a lot of work into this. I was originally booked for him, and then when I got diagnosed middle of November, talked, and I just said, I could appear or do, and he come up with the idea for the benefit show, and also he's got a GoFundMe that he's doing for me to help me out, and some people contribute to that, and things like that.
I'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the description of this video. Anyone listening to this, just look in the description, and you'll find Tracy's GoFundMe.
Yeah, it's end of August 24th, when my stomach started just really bothering me bad. I come home from a show, and man, I didn't know what it was, and a lot of people that are in the know thought it was an ulcer. So I was just trying to tough it out, and I didn't really go to I went to the hospital emergency room, the local hospital here, November 14th is when it was, and the emergency doctor, he thought that I had a bleeding ulcer. Well, they did the CAT scan or PET scan. I can't remember. I've done so many scans, and found a fast-growing lymphoma. It's a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma tumor, and it was blocking me, and excuse me, my stomach, and and on my side, and in my throat a little bit. And so I went to a specialist in Evansville, got a biopsy. They discovered that it was a lymphoma tumor. It's between my pancreas and my colon, and it responds, to chemo. So I have done so far 5 chemo sessions. But the fact they told me that I had a heart attack somewhere in there and didn't know it, and I had numerous mini strokes and body and head trauma, concussions, and things like that, and it's a lot of different things that caused it. But about 2007, I was told I had a blockage and have to do something about it. So when they do chemo on me, I don't do it outpatient. I have to go in, and I get in usually trying to check in 11 or 12, and then the chemo starts at about 5:30, and then I'm on it Monday through Saturday, 24/7, with chemo going, because they have to do it slow because of my heart can't take it, and so I've done every CAT scan, PET scan, several of them, EKG, EDB, all kind of stuff. I can't think of the rest of them, or all they are. And I've been 5 times, 5 days each time since the middle of November. 3 days the first time when they did the biopsy, and I had to get hospitalized 2 times because the hard thing about it, Devin, is chemo. The side effects off of chemo, it really weakens your immune, and just and it's brutal because it kills everything. It kills the good cells, the bad cells, everything, and that's the hardest part of this. It really is. It's brutal, and of course it'll be 24/7. When I go in, so you can just imagine that I'm on that machine, and all the IVs and everything that they do, and I've been hospital. I've been in the hospital 8 times since the middle of November, for 3 to 6 days to 5 days, and it's just brutal. I mean, brutal. And usually when I get out, it takes about 3 days, and I'm just really out of it. Just real out of it. Weaning off the medicine and everything. With chemo, I go every 3 weeks. Unless something happens and I have to go in, it's just hard. I had one time I had C. diff, almost died. The complication a couple of weeks after the chemo. And after I do chemo 24 hours after, I have to get a booster shot, which it takes a couple of days for that to kick in. So I'm real vulnerable, my immune, and it just really kicked in today because I got out Saturday.
Yeah.
And, so it's just really rough.
I can sound it, and I can hear it in your voice. Is any of this covered, or are you paying all this out of pocket? All this treatment?
I've got insurance, but I've been hospitalized 8 times, 3 to 5 to 6 days. Every test on demand. I mean, it doesn't cover everything, and I've got hit with some monster bills already, so a lot of people reached out to help me, donations and benefit shows. Several that I've done already, and and it's really tough because to get out and about and go, because one thing when you get around a crowd of people, I have to put the mask on, I have to put the hoodie on, I have to put the toboggan on, I have to really wrap up good because I can't, people with germs and stuff real bad. But, I don't know where they said I didn't have any insurance. I do. It's not the best, but it's something, but it doesn't, cover a lot. You know what I mean? There's a lot I'm going to be out on here, and I've already, like I said, been hit with it pretty good.
So this event,
I'm not able to work my regular job. Of course, I can't wrestle, and I lost 50 pounds, and I've gained about 15, 20 back, and it was really hard, and I almost died like 2 or 3 times. I had the first time I had C. diff, and I had to be rushed to the ambulance to the hospital. I was incoherent. I don't remember much of it. My girlfriend and her mom called the ambulance because I wouldn't go, and they like 4 or 5 of them come in here and got me. I thought they were calling the police, and I don't remember much of any of it. and rushed me to the hospital. And my kidneys were shutting down off the C. diff. It's a big side effect where you dehydrate real bad. And I remember being in the emergency room, and the team of surgeons are foreign and from the Middle East, and they're really good. And one of the doctors, he was in there, and he was saying to my girlfriend, he said, he's got a lot of problems here. Does he have next of kin? Does he have a will and all that? And I can remember this. I remember looking at him, and I was like, well, I'm going to die? It's not funny, but it's, and it was on a Tuesday afternoon when I got took in with a ambulance, and it was just an emergency. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, and it was Thursday afternoon before I knew where I was at. I didn't even know I was in Deaconess, and I'd already been there 2 or 3 times before that. And then the next chemo after that, I got a respiratory infection, which I went to my doctor, got a shot, and and got antibiotics for it. And then the next time after, I got something called splash or something like that. My white blood cell count was 0.4. My hemoglobin was 0.684. I had to get a blood transfusion. I was in for 3 days. I went in on a Friday, and I just got out doing chemo on the Saturday, and then had to go back, of course, for chemo. And then, so 3 times I've been hospital, or twice hospitalized off of this, and it's just been a battle. And a couple times there I about bought it. It just you have to stay positive. You have to stay strong mentally. And I never dreamed that anything like this would happen to me, and that's life. And cancer doesn't run in my immediate family, and I have so much respect for any people that have fought cancer, fighting cancer. A lot you reach out to me by text, because my number is on my Facebook for bookings and stuff, but by text and in the inbox, of course, and in person at shows. A lot. Nature Boy Paulie did a GoFundMe and raised money, and then he did a benefit show in his arena, and then raffles and then everything. He was the first one, and he's the first one started, and what he did is just like it went viral. The Bobby Eaton show, remember that, middle of December?
Yeah.
All right, I'd done WrestleK before, and talk was starting to get, because I didn't let people really know, because I don't like to go on there with my personal stuff on Facebook. You know how a lot of people bleed their heart out and I just kind of kept it quiet. Well, people getting the wrong idea, and a lot of rumors and stuff. So the middle of December there, I want to say the 18th, I went on Facebook and just, my condition, and told them what I'm telling you, now. And it just went viral. And Paul was the first one reached out to do that. And then a little bit right after, Tommy Henry, KFW. As I said, Friday night, if you have the information, I guess it's on the flyer. You can look on my Facebook.
I'm going to put the flyer up with this video, so the whole time people are listening to you, they'll be able to see the flyer with all the information for Friday night. It's in Sevierville, Tennessee. How do you pronounce it?
Sevierville, Tennessee, near Knoxville, Sevierville, Tennessee, near Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and all that. Tom
Pritchard's going to be there, Ricky Morton.
Yeah, Tommy Henry runs it. There are a lot of people, donations. Stevie Richards, Raven, a few others. I think Conrad Thompson, he done something. Jericho, I'm not sure. Tommy has all that information. Anybody that can look on mine, scroll down, but look, see Tommy Henry, KFW Wrestling. You get all the information. As you said, you're going to have the flyer there to get the info. But I've done, as I said, people have reached out, because over the years, I always try to help people, with the business and treat them,
You're one of the few nice ones, I could say that, having met you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're one of the 5% of actual wrestlers that are nice. Yeah,
it's a rough, crazy business. But I'll done it off and on since '83, and it got to help a lot of guys that went on and done real well over the years, and a lot of them come back and help me on this, and from the bottom of my heart, I love and thank you all. I really do. Tommy's really plugged this hard, and it's huge. Jim Cornette has done a podcast on it. I think Tom Pritchard went on it and did, and a few more podcasts. I think Conrad and Thompson and Bruce Pritchard, something or other. I think they talked about it, plugged it on there. I know, I believe, if I'm right, Friday we're going to have a podcast on there with myself, Tom Pritchard, and Ricky Morton. And Ricky Morton's son's debuting to Kerry James Moto, so that's going to be really cool to see. And Tommy Henry's daughter is doing real good. She's going to do the tryout for Ring of Honor. You know, She's doing that. She was trained by Tom Pritchard. Now she's going to Ricky Morton, School Morton. She's going to do that. She wrestled Tessa Blanchard not long ago, and a few other named girls. And it's doing real good attitude, and young and just hungry. Jason Kincaid is wrestling Dylan. Is somebody, I can't think his name. I know who he is. Dylan something. It's all on there in the info. Menace will be there. I'm trying to not leave. So Sean Schultz, Donnie Phillips, he's referees now. He's going to be there. And there's several other guys. Craig, I don't want him to leave anybody out, but I just can't remember, and I ain't doing too good today. It's rough to have this condition and then a sick bug on top of it, you know.
Yeah, well, thanks for talking to us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're doing great with this podcast and reaching a lot of people, and you really kind of get going, I believe. Am I right? When you've been doing it a little while, but I mean, you really took off.
It's finally taken off.
Yeah, it reaches a lot of people. It helped my bookings when you did it with mine. I remember you telling me that a lot of people told you it would, and I appreciate it. And but it's people can relate to cancer because so many have had to live with it with loved ones, family, friends. Kin, everything. And you wouldn't believe if I had a nickel for every time somebody said, well, my grandma, my grandpa, my aunt, my uncle, my mom, my dad, my niece, cousin, one couple come up to me, and they were a really young couple, and they got married young, and they were 28, 30 years old. They just buried their daughter that was 13 years old, died of cancer. Cancer sucks, and it doesn't have any preference, age, gender, ethnic group, anything. It doesn't, and it's a deadly disease. It's one thing, you know how it is with the business, Devin. We wrestle hurt, show must go on, hurt, sick, you name it, keep going. That's in our nature, and that's what I did, just trying to tough it out. But when it's an infection, a disease, it brings you to your knees. This is the toughest thing I've ever been through in my life. I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Yeah, well,
it's a heavyweight battle. It's a heavyweight battle every day.
My mother actually died of it at 55. My real mother was only 55 when she passed away. But
yeah, one lady I saw doing this in a while, she had breast cancer. Took her a while to get over that, a year or two, something. Then after that, she had lung cancer. Then she had leukemia. She's still. I mean, you hear stories of people that just fight and have so much respect for them. And one lady told me between radiation, which I don't have to do that, thank God, and chemo, did 37 treatments. Can you imagine that? I've done 5. And Bobby Fulton has throat cancer. Yeah, he's doing radiation and chemo. He's doing 5 days a week, and he's having to drive 40, 50 miles each day, around and one way to go get it done, Monday through Friday. So can you imagine that? He does his outpatient, and as I said, mine, I have to stay in there. I got this one. I did this one I just did. I got out Saturday. I've got one more, but the last 2 procedures, I started on chemo Monday at 5:30, and then Wednesday afternoon about 2, they had to do a procedure of chemo on my back and it goes in my spine and up into my head and my whole body to keep cancer from spreading. And that is a whammy you wouldn't believe, because I'm already 2.5 days on chemo, and this is just blitzes you because it keeps the chemo from spreading. Well, Saturday morning about 2 o'clock it hit me, and I've been battling the chemo since, diarrhea, and just, my immunes. When you go out of there, you have no immunes. A day later, I have to go and get the shot, and it takes a couple of days there. So really it just kicked in today.
Well, I hope Friday night is going to be a good day for you.
Yeah, looking forward to it. A lot of fans, wrestlers are going to contribute, and there's several more guys, and I just can't think straight right now. Yeah, it gets your head, you know what I mean? You're just fried. It feels like it fries your brain, man. It's crazy. But in the mornings, you have to start out real good. You have to start out really positive. It tests your will to live. It tests your faith. It tests, it spiritually, physically, everything. And you can't get down. You have to have a positive attitude. So anybody out there that has it, keep a positive attitude. From the time you wake up in the morning and hit the floor running, right there, it's a heavyweight fight every day. Some days are worse than others. The way the weather's been around here is so cruddy. I didn't even go outside today, and just sicker than a dog on top of this condition. It's hard to hold anything down. I'm just getting what I could really today, and for the past, since Friday, Saturday morning at 2. And boy, it's tough. And but you can't get down, because you get depressed, you get angry, you get sad, and you're dead in the water, because anxiety is a lot with this condition, with any condition. A lot of it, as I say, 80% mental, 20% physical, 100% in your heart and your guts. And and a lot of people, it comes back on them. And a lot of people don't want to do chemo again, and they don't make it. And it's so sad, but chemo is brutal. It's the hardest thing of this. It kills all the white, it kills everything. It's just poison. It kills good cells, bad cells, but it cures the cancer. And it's real responsive to, it's all been non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, But back to the show, I'm really looking forward to that Friday night. I can't think of the name of the arena, but KFW, Tommy Henry, as I said, he's plugging it like crazy. I try to I'll put the date, February 7th, anything I see, and thank people that are reaching out and sharing, a lot of the flyers and stuff. And thank you for contacting me to do this, because it's a lot of exposure to reach a lot of people. Your podcast is real popular.
I'm praying for you. I wish you the best. Any final message here for the fans tonight?
Well, just really don't take anything for granted, honestly, because you never know. In this day and age we live in, anything can and will happen, and it can happen to you. You don't think it to you like this until it happens to you. That's when it's a wake-up call. And my grandpa used to say this. He said, on a scale of 0 to 100, he said 20% is what happened to you in your spiritual, personal, professional, whatever it is, life, and whatever had going on, family, anything. He said the other 80 is how you respond to it, and keep on keeping on, and just don't give up. Don't give up. Like Jim Valvano has a foundation basketball coach that died years ago. Don't ever give up, and keep your spirits good, and stay positive, because it's the fight of your life. It's the fight of your life. So many people come up and shared stories with me. I've listened to everyone, and I've heard some horrible stories, what this disease has done to people, and it's so sad. It really is. And they didn't deserve this at all, and it can happen to anybody. I really believe that it's Satan himself inside of you. But as they say, he's at our feet, so bring it on. But you got to be a fighter. Test how tough you are. It really does.
Well, you're one of the toughest wrestlers of all time, so I'm sure you can beat this.
Devin, I can't even believe I've talked like this. Dude, I drink coffee a little bit. I can't do a lot of that. I have to watch what I eat. I can't believe I've talked this much. But I just for a while, I sort of rested most of the day. And when you'd contacted me and did, I thought, well, all right, usually late at night like this, I'm more awake, and I'll lay down for 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll be up at 3 or 4 in the morning. It's just crazy, and I'll nap a couple times too during the day. The chemo, it just whoa, man, it's some powerful stuff. And then that double whammy with that on my back, and I got to do it again on my next one. I go back February 16th through February 22nd, and then hopefully I'm done with chemo. And it's going good. I'll do another CAT scan. If there's not satisfied, I'll have to go to Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville, which is a big cancer center. I'm hoping that don't have to happen, but you never know. So I'm just ready for anything, And you got to be. You can't get caught off guard. That's what happened to me at 2:30 in the morning when it hit me, the chemo off my back. Oh Lord, it was rough. But yeah, it's gonna be a great show. Everybody come out Friday night. KFW, Tommy Henry. He's got all the information, and you're gonna post it too.
I'll post it, and I saw in there kids tickets are as low as $7, which is great for all the stars that are going to be there. And if fans want to donate to you that can't make it, go to the description. His GoFundMe link is going to be in there.
Thanks to everybody involved. And I've got up and coming ones too, and I think maybe we can do some more of these interviews on some of them coming up too, and everything. But it's really nice to see, because in this crazy world, how people reach out and can identify with just a deadly disease. Because man, I'm gonna tell you, cancer sucks. It sucks. Oh Lord, it's brutal. Mentally, physically, spiritually, it tests your will to live everything. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's crazy. And I want to go to those meetings that they have for people with that after I'm done with my treatments and stuff, because I think it's good to do that, because it comes back on people. I've heard people say after 10 years or so or more, and some people come back more than once. Some people just say, I can't take chemo and won't do it, and give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. I've heard some stories from people near death, and it was pronounced dead almost, and kept going. A lot of people. It's just your will to live. It's just how bad you want to live. What I've got, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer, stage 4. It's cancer of the blood, so it's brutal. It's brutal. It's not on my colon. It's not on my pancreas. Thank God. It's between that, and it responds real good to chemo, but the chemo is just, oh God, that's some brutal stuff. But I'm blowed up, Hannibal.